Hello and welcome to another first Descendant video. So today I just wanted to go over a quick guide for the Void Erosion Purge. Now the Void Erosion Purge, the Defiler and the weapon core system, they're all connected with this new update. And of course Inez is in the center of it all because she's good at all those things. Now in order to get to the Void Erosion, there is like a basic mission that you have to do, and after that you go to this over here. You can also access this via the Infiltration Missions terminal, and you have 20 stages in total. Now, initially, when they had announced this, I assumed this would be like one sort of thing where you do one level and then after 20 seconds, the second stage starts and so on. It is not like that. It is individual stages. If you clear the first stage within the time, you unlock the second stage, then you come back to Albion and start over again. Now, most of it is private. A few of the missions are in public. So stage 1 will be public. I believe stage 5 is public. Stage 9 is public. 13 is public, and I think 15 is public. 17 is public. So 5 of them. So once again, 1, 5, 9, 13, and 17. So these are the public ones. You see the Vulgus level, and you get some information about which legion they are. So they'll have a barrier, basically a circle around some of them. And all you have to do is either take the Descendant, that is the opposite element, or you take a gun which has that opposite element. So if you did not know, obviously fire, the opposite would be chill. For toxic, the opposite is electric. For electric, the opposite is toxic. So if you do that, let's say there is one with an electric. See, this one is fire. This is electric. So this stage 18 is electric. You take Freyna, through her abilities, it works because it's the opposite. So basically that is how you do. It's not that difficult. If you have a 400% bunny for farming dungeons or Freyna or Viesa, you should not really face an issue up until you get to around here. I think the first time I got killed was on 13 because my bunny is, you could say, very glass cannon. So I died here, and then 16 is where I started getting a little stuck with like Sharon or Bunny, because the issue was I was taking too long. The missions were not that difficult, but it was just taking a little longer. So this is where Inez comes in, because Inez has dropped with this new content. She's good at this new content. So Defiler, she can melt the Defiler very efficiently, as you saw in my last video. She can do this Void Erosion very comfortably as well. And of course, she's doing everything else very comfortably as well, by the way. So at this point, I was not sure how to proceed, but I thought, okay, let's try Inez, because they tend to do this when Ultimate Freyna dropped. They had the 400% dungeons, and she was destroying the 400% dungeons. So this is basically what's happening here. This content is designed for Inez. So if you have unlocked Inez, you can build her up and she'll comfortably clear this, because she has the speed and the range to clear a lot of enemies quickly. Sharon, for example, doesn't have that. Sharon is a little slower in that regard. So yeah, get Inez and she'll comfortably clear this. Also, if you see the, for example, this one here with fire or something, she will still be fine. She'll be able to clear them without too many issues. Now, the objective here, if you do get this, is you get a bunch of these cores. These are used to basically change your guns and add more cores to your gun. Now, in order to add a core to a gun, you need something called Core Binder. You get Void Abyss Metal Fragments from the Defiler boss. You get about 50 to 70 based on my experience. I think the most I got was 72, and the minimum is like 50. So you get a bunch of these. These are not hard, especially because we can kill that boss very quickly. Once you have that, you only need to use this once, and these options will become available. So let's say a gun like this. Once you have put some of the sockets, you get these. By the way, this one is completely useless, the special augmentation, because it gives you bonus firearm against these legions, but it's bonus. What that means is if your gun has a roll with that and you add another one, it'll work. Otherwise, it'll not work. So for example, this only gives you faction damage increase, basically. So let's say Legion of Darkness or something. If you had the same Legion of Darkness roll on the gun itself, then it'll be bonus of that. Same for the Colossus bonus. So if you have a Colossus roll on the gun, this will be good. Otherwise, it's wasted. So that's why you see I have not put anything here. Now the yellow ones, they give you some quality of life stuff. The most useful one is sprint speed and grapple hook charge time. So basically, you can put 2 sprints, 1 grapple, and just make it faster to have your mid-air maneuvering, for example, because that thing has a slower cooldown, so that will be better, and then sprint speed will just make your life so much easier. So I have 8 here, 9 here, and that means 17%. If you look at my Ines here in Albion, normal sprint speed is 800, I'm up to 936, so she moves very fast, so that is a good benefit. So that is basically the point of the Void Erosion Purge and what you can do with the course. All these things are connected. You can buff up and improve your favorite guns this way. I would recommend the Secret Garden. Voltia would be good, and during Legacy would be good. Now keep in mind, on the 6th of February, they'll update this Void Erosion with a further 10 levels. So we'll get higher level cores, and we'll get perhaps harder enemies. So we may finally need to have a few guns, because at the moment we are barely using the guns. In stage 20, all I'm doing is basically just shooting at the enemies with the shield, obstructing the ones that you need the matching element and stuff like that. Those are the only times I'm really using the gun. Otherwise, I can clear this with the abilities alone. So yeah, that is a basic guide. Ines is the preferred Descendant. You can use Bunny, Freyna, Viesa. They'll work for the early stages all the way up to 15, 16. And then you can switch over to Ines to make your life easier. You can still clear it with Bunny. I'm thinking of trying and making a build for Bunny and see if she's faster. Because if Ines is doing it faster, there is no point in me experimenting with other Descendants. I need the fastest one to collect all these scores. But yeah, that is basically the Void Erosion Purge in a nutshell. Hopefully this was useful. Thank you for watching as always. And yeah, let me know what you think of this new content in his Void Purge Defiler weapon course. I think it's a good system, but we are still sort of missing a few more things in my opinion. Like, I want to see the next 10 stages and see if this weapon buffing is actually useful, because at the moment, once again, we don't really have content that requires us to buff up the guns that much. Anyway, thank you for watching as always. See you next time.